Good afternoon, Lagos. 7 minutes gone past the 3 o'clock hour, welcoming you to Hard Facts, the most authentic news experience you would ever have anywhere else in this country. It is where you get the best of information. And not just that, but we break it down and make sense of it. Welcome to the show. My name is Mary Okon, and as usual, on the first part of the show, we bring you the big three stories for the day and something maybe a bit more if we've got a busy day. Like today, we've got a busy day. We've got so many stories that we need to sink our teeth into because, oh my God, Nigeria is a very active place. Too many things are happening. But hey, if you look around you, even outside of Nigeria, too many things are happening everywhere. And there's news and there's stories to be discussed. But most importantly, Nigeria's stories take the first priority on this show. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Big Three.
The Big Three.
The Big Three.
On Hard Facts. On 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is Hard Facts.
All right, without further ado, let's go into the big stories for today. I want to start with protesters at NIPOST. Yes, that one of the big stories. It's been trending on social media with videos and all kinds of reactions. Well, yes. In case you're wondering, there seems to be confusion at NIPOST as two postmasters general emerge. Well, President Bola Tinubu has, according to Premium Times, thrown the Nigerian Postal Service in confusion following the appointment of a new postmaster general and the reinstatement of a suspended holder of office almost simultaneously. And so you wonder who really is the postmaster general. Now, on Thursday last week, Mr. President had removed Sunday Akpabio as the postmaster general of NIPOST and appointed Tola Udeyemi as his replacement. But less than 24 hours after the announcement, NIPOST claimed that, in a now deleted tweet via its X handle, that Mr. Akpabio had been reinstated. So the situation has thrown NIPOST into some confusion as to who heads the government agency. Mr. Akpabio, I'm not destroying the name, who claimed that he had been stated, resumed office on Monday. That's yesterday. He left at about 12 p.m. with some staff rallying around him and urging him to stay. Meanwhile, the staff of NIPOST under the National Union of Postal and Telecommunication Employees, NUPTE, have thrown their weight behind Mr. Akpabio as the PMG. They also rejected the appointment of Ms. Udeyemi. Earlier yesterday morning, the staff placed placards at the gate of the headquarters of the organization in Abuja welcoming Mr. Akpabio and rejecting Ms. Udeyemi. Do we need Mr. President to speak on this matter? Is the President going to put out a release? Because there seems to be a confusion here. What are your thoughts on this NIPOST situation? Let's move away from that, Lagos. Another story here. Red Cross lands 23 billion naira in aid. They're saying, listen, that Nigeria's hunger crisis is becoming worse. Let me give you some background. I'm the background queen. The International Federation of Red Cross launched an emergency appeal on Monday to raise CHF 27 million, that's about 23 billion naira, to support the Nigerian Red Cross Society to respond to hunger crisis in the country. Now, the agency added that a total of 1,092,300 persons would benefit from that aid. The head of the delegation for the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, Mr. Thomas, disclosed this during a media chat in Abuja. He said, and I quote, that Nigeria was facing an unprecedented hunger crisis this year. And he lauded President Tinubu for declaring a state of emergency on food insecurity. And I asked the question earlier on before we went on the news break, have we really hit rock bottom, so much so that even the Red Cross is seeking aid to help us? Yes, to prevent hunger. And don't forget, people are still fighting over palliatives. And really, some people are wondering if they're going to be counting in grains, how much to share amongst the so-called poorest of the poor. Well, that's one of the big three stories for today. Let's move away from that, Lagos. Labour Party, PDP, have fired the federal government as cost of food items drive inflation to 26.7%. Some background. The main opposition, People's Democratic Party, and the Labour Party yesterday rallied at the federal government, or rather railed at the federal government and the ruling All Progressive Congress as the cost of food items, others, pushed inflation to an 18-year high rise to 26.72% this month. Now, as the presidency and the APC kept sealed lips on the tax with the National Bureau of Statistics, I beg your pardon, fingering increases in the prices of oil, fat, bread, cereals, potato, yam, other things like fish, fruit, meat, vegetables, and milk, cheese, and eggs. They're saying that this has caused, a spike in inflation. Now, when the presidency was contacted by the Vanguard newspaper to speak on this issue, they declined to comment. They referred the Vanguard newspaper to the finance minister, Wale Edun, who could not be reached as he was at the time in Morocco for a World Bank summit. Now, on Monday, for those who do not know, this particular report was released on a day that was marked as World Food Day. The Labour Party described the soaring prices of food and other items as a verdict on Mr. President's reign, just as its presidential candidate in the last election, Peter Obi, lamented a vast majority of Nigerians now spend their entire income on food, which is hardly enough. I think I want to vary on that particular statement by Mr. Obi. I think Nigerians spend more of their monies on transportation and fueling their cars or their generators, because some people don't have light and you need light to do a lot of things, and most people don't care about light. They just need to pay their way to work and back, and then whatever's left of it they feed. But I'm opening up the phone lines. I want you guys to join the conversation. I have some more stories I'll get into. Elisha Abbo and Akpabio, the back and forth, we'll talk about that. 0700 993. I'm trying to raise the tempo here because, it's like sad news. Sad news. 0700 993. That's 0700 993. If you are a lady, call 014657190. I don't know if the 0700 line has been fixed, but if not, you can call the ladies line while we try to fix what's going on with the 0700. But let's keep trying and see if one works or the other, okay? Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, Mary Ann. I need some.
Why do you sound so far away from your phone, please?
Okay, I'm not far actually. Maybe next.
Uh-huh. I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. The Red Cross and the Red Crescent, they are coming to our aid. Well, it shows the sign of the time. We have so much, but we are suffering in the midst of was it yesterday you talked about one person out of rep going home with 200 million car to be given to each of them. And then we are hungry. And we are looking for this money. We are looking for that money through Red Cross. Are we not just deceiving ourselves? We know where the solution to our problem is. For one thing,
what is the solution to a problem, might I ask?
The thing is that, please, Mary Ann, help us to tell these people that we are suffering.
No, you just said that know the solution to our problems. What is it?
The solution to our problem is that those that holding on to our money should return it back. Our Nigerians' money are in the hands of few people. The money that they are supposed to use to do road, they have cornered it to themselves. The money they are supposed to use for electricity, they have cornered it to themselves. Okay. They borrow money from China.
Okay.
They instead of using it, they share it. This money is in their hands.
All right, I hear you. I'm going to have to let you go because time is going. I need to take other calls. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Good afternoon.
Yeah, actual lady, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Did I hear you say Red Cross is trying to raise money for our...
Yes, 27 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I have a question. Those who are giving kudos to this government...
20 billion naira, I beg your pardon.
Aha. Oh my God, God bless you, my sister. 23 billion, because when you call a billion, it looks so small. Those who are giving kudos, did they hear this news? Oh, the government is doing well. Let's give him time. Where? Let them listen to news, this thing you are reading out. When you talk, the other say, no, let's move on to where? How did you get there? You were telling us what is the solution. What the process of getting into that phase? You didn't go through the right channel. How would this work? It would not work. And I said it. Once these guys came through with this, the worst will come, and it will come through.
Okay.
Make we sit down, look, wait for Jero. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Bayo is calling us from Mowi. Bayo, please turn off your radio.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mary.
Yes.
Yeah, the case of Red Cross, seeking money for us. It's laughable, and it's laughable.
But it's part of their mandate to fight hunger.
No. I understand. Historically or traditionally, this Red Cross of a thing, they're actually meant to be a kind of succor, for people that maybe in the world, so the emergencies and all that, because our own case is more or less, it's more of self-inflicted. So, and I wonder if somebody like me could be like, how have we gotten ourselves to this place? Could have that kind of a record. I wonder how much more our elite, like the second to the last caller talked about, is it some of our people that are called themselves, according to the to Vogue's rating, that are, billionaire or so particular. Ordinarily, if right things is to be done, sincerely, all of them, ought not to be where they are being rated for, according to, Vogue. Because, like the guy said, parts of our money, in fact, some of our money are in their hands. And, the painful thing is about, in as much as I won't join issue with, what's called BAT, this current administration, But the problem I have with him, he said he will step on stones. We need somebody that will, it takes somebody that could step on stones to get this money out.
Okay.
It is not that Nigeria has gotten to the stage that, Red Cross will be coming to our aid. This money is still within us here. We borrow money. Imagine now IMF wants to give, they are taking another loan. My point is even that, at what point do we even get to, or a nation even get to, that to reach its borrowing threshold? Why are they giving this money? Fine, we know they will give this money because this money, the one they have collected before, in the hand of certain, they don't go to the right channels. And we need somebody who's, as Bola Ahmed promised that he will step on stone.
Okay.
It is high time.
All right.
If he could not even do anything, let him fight with his friends.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Bayo, for calling. I like it when we all say we need somebody. I was having a conversation with a colleague and I said, how many of us are really ready to fight for Nigeria? How many of us are really ready to stick our necks out? Because you see, everybody's trying to save their necks and we're looking for a hero. Two-Face said it. Everybody's looking for who will be the hero, but you don't want to be the hero. So if everybody's looking for, then there's not going to be any hero. But then Nigeria's problem is everybody's problem until we all decide that we're going to stick our necks out, including the president and all of his friends and his foes. Nothing's going to happen. We're just going to keep talking about it and murmuring and anguish. Nothing is going to happen. But when we're ready, we will be ready, I'm guessing. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Anonymous calling from Ikorodu, please.
I know.
Anonymous.
I know. Go ahead now.
I want to speak. I want to talk about my post.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Okay. Actually, what happened is that Mr. Sunday Adepoju was appointed not quite long. And what we saw, he did a lot of things, a lot of reform. He achieved a lot of things which his predecessor could not achieve. And unfortunately, a few days ago, he heard that he had been sacked. But later, we all heard that he had been reinstated. And we now saw that the new person, that is Tola Ode something, when he came to office, so because of what the man had, the lot people have for the Sunday Adepoju and what he has achieved within a short period of time, he has been appointed. That's why he rejected it, so that the good work will continue. That's what will happen.
Okay. All right. I'm guessing that you're a NIPOST staff, but thank you very much for that background. Well, we're live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info. You can also join us on YouTube. We're live also on YouTube. Go ahead and join us. Post your comments on the big three stories that we're looking at today. I've got just a few. I think I have 1 minute. Let me just quickly take one quick call and then we'll go on a break. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts. Hello. Anybody home? Everyone's home. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Mary Ann.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Lola from Maguru.
Lucky, you've got 60 seconds. Go ahead.
I want to ask you, Mary, when last this year stamp?
Did I see a what?
Stamp. I'm talking about NIPOST now.
Oh, a stamp. I've not seen it since my grandmother died. She used to put stamps on her receipts when people paid her for house rent. I've
In
not
fact,
seen that in a long time.
who still uses PO box?
People still do it. What are you saying? People still do.
Seriously?
Yes, people still do. Don't even mess with that. People still have PO boxes. Yes.
Okay. Have a nice day.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. I'm sure you wanted to say, look, these guys need to stop because what was all this? Any messages, and then we'll go on a quick break. When we come back, we will talk more on the big three stories. This one says the Labour Party is just on point. The inflation level is just unimaginable. On their so-called palliative stories, it's just a way of staining the Amajiri and beggars mentality they have infused on citizenry. They have lost their bearing because the starting point is most faulty in the history of governance in Nigeria, and they are lucky that Nigerians are too tolerant. Steve from Ijaniki. All right, Steve. This one says, for the Red Cross to come to Nigeria's aid is not something new. Nigeria's situation is going from bad to worse. Safiano Mustafa from Kano sent us that one. Thank you, Safiano, for listening. This one says, does Abbo mean that the judiciary has been compromised? Is Elisha Abbo, well, he should just go home and sleep. He's trying to solicit for sympathy. But, he says, if what this man said is true, then we have a lot to worry about in this country. It's so unfortunate. If you rejoice over injustice against someone, then one day your day will come and you will seek justice, but you won't get it. Olushoga from Ikorodu sent us that one. All right, Lagos, we've got to go for this break. When we come back, I still have some of your messages. I'd like to read through them and bring you some more of the big three stories for today. We'll be right back after these messages. Stay with us.
Lagos, parents and guardians, gather here because I've got sweet gist for you. And if you've heard it before, well, it's definitely best you hear it again. The I Beg to Differ Debate Championship audition has commenced. So, if you're in secondary school and you're between the ages of 13 to 16, you can now compete for the grand prize of 1 million naira. Yes, and only the best will be crowned the winner. Registration has started and it will end October 20th. How do you register? All you have to do is upload a 4-minute sound recording, 2 minutes arguing in favor and 2 minutes arguing against. We want to hear you argue both sides so we can see how good you are. Successful candidates will be contacted via email. So, are you bold? Are you outspoken? Do you have what it takes? Then enter for the championship. Visit nigeriainfo.fm to begin your registration now. Again, visit nigeriainfo.fm to begin your registration now. Good luck.
This is an infomercial. Welcome back to Hard Facts.
We are Nigeria Info.
At Nigeria's hub for information,
News.
sports, and more.
Get involved at 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
The only station that puts you first.
Security apparatus that we have, they are not only ghosts. They cannot be everywhere at every Nigeria. Be the first responder to whatever crime that is being perpetrated towards them.
You see, government is doing exportation. I know that nobody's going to frustrate them. And they will create jobs for people. But they're just sitting down, they're waiting for money to be shared.
Your number one station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Information is all you need.
And that's all that matters.
99.3
Nigeria Info.
Nigeria grassroots football is about to get even bigger and better as the 5th edition of Cohesion Football Tournament.
For today, the program is Facts 99.3 Nigeria Info is station, and we are the best radio station for 2023 and the number one talk, news, and sports radio station. I mean, we have the rights to brag, right? Anyway, my name is Mary Okon, and we're looking at the big three stories. I told you about the fact that there's confusion at NIPOST with who really is the boss. We've told you that the Red Cross has planned about 23 billion naira in aid to help at least 1 point something Nigerians. 1 million Nigerians, yes. Now, I want to talk about the budget for 2024. Are you ready? Okay. Well, the federal government is planning 26 trillion naira budget. And there's also going to be debt servicing, which will go up about 8.25 billion naira out of that budget. Here comes the background queen. Now, the federal government plans to spend 61.63% of its planned 2024 budget on personnel and debt servicing costs. This is what the Punch newspaper had printed. They're saying that the personnel and pension costs of 7.78 trillion naira and a debt service of 8.25 trillion naira makes up to 16.03 trillion naira out of 26.01 trillion naira of the 2024 budget. The Punch newspaper also observed that the government would spend more on debt servicing than it would spend on paying salaries and pensions of workers. Also, the amount budgeted for personnel and pensions cost is expected to increase from 5.87 trillion naira in 2023 to 7.78 trillion in 2024's budget. Now, this showed an increase of 1.91 trillion naira or 32.54% and made a clearance for a reduction the cost of government. Now, we all know that Mr. President has been continuously adding to his cabinet and to his media team and swelling it up, even though many have been calling for a reduction in the cost of governance. But that does not just have to do with Mr. President. Remember, members of the National Assembly, especially the House of Representatives, are planning to get their cars because, you know, there's that thing they've been throwing around. It's budgeted for already. What are you saying? We've got to get it. Okay. So, but then how are we cutting the cost of governance? You're telling Nigerians to keep tightening their belts and tightening their belts, tighten their belt until there's no waste for the belt. But our leaders probably don't care. So where does that leave the average person? I'm asking, would we ever be able to get out of this debt situation that we found ourselves in? Because it looks like we keep digging ourselves into a deeper hole. And finally, of course, Elisha Abbo here screaming blue murder, saying Akpabio removed me. He's planning to remove Oji Kalu and others. Akpabio has responded saying, I had no hand in this. What are you talking about? That's gibberish. Anyway, join the conversation. 0700 993 993 993. We've got 15 minutes on the clock. 0700 993 993 993. If you are listening to us from outside of the country, join the conversation. We are on Skype. We're Nigeria Info. If you're listening to us from outside Nigeria, but you can join us on social media, Facebook and on YouTube live, Nigeria Info 93. On Twitter, use the hashtag Hard Facts. I'd like to read from you. Hello to Hard Facts. Good evening. Please, which one are you giving me to? Because I like Anambra. They have money. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
I'm Ben. I'm calling from Eva.
All right, Ben, go ahead, please.
Mariam, what is baffling me is that all this money, 96% of our total earnings that we are using for debt servicing. Do you know that it is not to pay the debt? It is the interest, the debt is accumulated. That is what it is taking care of. So you see there is trouble. And this budget now, we are borrowing it. 2024 budget, we are borrowing it. And already we are spending 96% of our total and to service the interest, not to reduce the debt, not to pay even 1 billion out of the debt, but not to pay the interest. Don't forget how high interest rate. You see that this country now, I don't know where it's getting to. Things have gotten out of hand. If you reach the time, I'm telling you the truth. If the PC do not leave this country alone, they are inexperienced. They don't have any solution to the problem of this country.
Okay.
They are not. They are inexperienced.
Okay.
They are destroying things.
Okay, Ben.
Please tell them to leave us alone. Please, Amaka.
All right.
God bless you.
Send me the Ambra husband, please. One Hard Facts off your radio.
Hello.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Afternoon. My name is Andrew. So start with Elisha Abbo. These people can do anything with the monies that they acquire. So I agree with him. But more importantly, this advert that saying that imported good, talking about the economy. I want to disagree vehemently. Let me tell you something, Marianne. China and US, they are the greatest exporters of products. Is their economy not okay? Benin Republic
Well,
here.
they've got a strong currency.
I'm going there. Just listen. Benin Republic here, that is our neighbor here. What they manufacture? In year 2000, when I used to go to Benin Republic, 160 naira was 1,000 sefa. Today, 700 sefa is 1,000 naira. But the problem of this country is corruption. When they give them federal grant allocation, they go and use it to buy dollar. They are just buying dollars, stocking dollars. You go to VIE, Lekki and Ikoyi, most of the houses are rented in dollars. Why have we dollarized the economy? Now, beyond that, if people to go and buy import products, what is wrong in you saying, send me to the US or whatever country, when you get there, you change. You don't need any dollar here. If somebody wants to send money to somebody from abroad now, to Nigeria now, the only thing they need to do is they send it in dollars, and before it gets there to be converted. Why are we now using dollars in Nigeria? The problem of the country is simply corruption. If they don't fight corruption, there is no way we will make a headway.
Thank you very much for calling, Andrews. It's a very interesting conversation, but are we ready to break that table? Because you see, somebody visits you, a big man dashes you dollars, you dance. In fact, there was a time in the country that some schools started saying you have to pay in dollars. I mean, I heard my neighbors were talking about some school that you have to pay about 12 million naira for kids. I remember when I paid, what are you saying? 1.5. The most I paid for school fees I don't think I paid up to 100K when I was in uni. Again, maybe because I'm old. But I'm just thinking about it, that for a kid, you're paying 12 million in this same country. And in this same country, that was saying, oh, we should not be using dollars, but if they dash you dollar, you are going to be very happy. I'm saying politician, big man. You know what we call big man? We're spending dollars in this country. How is the naira going to ever gain its pride of place? It's a conversation we're not ready to have, but when we're ready, we'll have it. Olua Shola is calling me from Bariga. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, madam.
I want to talk on Red Cross and money borrow. Let me start from Red Cross.
Go ahead.
Nigeria is not in the war. And now, when I saw the picture, I felt sorry for this country. I'm ashamed of myself to be Nigeria. How come Red Cross want to support poor people in Nigeria while we are not in war? And they started using Nigeria with a bad picture to donate for Red Cross on Nigeria. It's like to make Nigeria work for them to continue in power. Since 1999, they started teaching people's schools, demolish people's house, destroy people's money, so that people can be poor. What about the money they are taking? They need big money for themselves and their family. And now they start calling on UNICEF, all the aid in the world, to come and rescue Nigeria. Why we are not in the war on Boko Haram? It's a political war. And they don't want it to end.
Okay.
That is why we are saying.
Okay.
Let me talk about our money.
Oh, no. Your time is gone. I'm so sorry. I gave you 1 minute, 51 seconds. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Turn off your radio, please. Turn off your radio, please.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
I wanted to have food. Doesn't mean I like food very well.
Okay.
Hello?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
2015, we say we know it again. Say we don't believe well. We push up PDP. Say like PC now give us food to eat. So now, may they see the food eat now. Bag of rice now, 60K. Tell me the liquor of rice now, 600. Tell me how we survive now. Yeah? But we call this problem for ourselves. We call the problem for ourselves. We need change. We go get the change. That's my own. We want to enjoy the change.
Okay. Thank you very much for calling. I want to go back to social media to read some of the messages that are coming in. We're live on facebook.com/info.fm. Okay, just click on it. Watch your comments. Joseph Jesus here says, on the aid from the Red Cross, this is one that should begin to religious leaders who will in turn disperse it to the vulnerable. Okay. Okoro Donchuk's Izund here on Facebook says, suffering and dying, still they are supporting APC just because of their ethnicity. Okay. Kind Debomi says, good afternoon, Marianne. It's true that the new NIPOST boss woman was confirmed now, and how many years is their tenure? Dio, I'm sure you're asking, is it true? Okay, Dio. Kind Debomi again here says, Senator Abba is playing foul. He should return all the money he's collected before he vanished to, and all the official cars he bought with all our tax money. Akpabio is drinking tea for one corner. Okay. All right. Keep those messages coming in. I'd love, seriously, to read from you. Let me go to WhatsApp again. This one says, good afternoon. Now, statistics we go chop. Policies don't put Nigerians into hunger. But don't worry at all. Everybody go enjoy the inflation. We're resilient people. Adams. Ha. Now, wow. This one says, this Bola Tinubu government has nothing to offer this country. Wow. Your shorthand is amazing. Good afternoon, Marianne. Is it true? Dio, you've asked me this question and I will get you the answer. Skype is offline? Really? Skype is on? Really? Let me see. I think Skype is online. I'm going to get it up and running so you can call me. So those who are saying our Skype is not working, Skype is online now. Call us because Skype is online. Okay? Let me go back to WhatsApp. Let's see. I have 7 minutes, so if you are trying to call via Skype, I think that Skype is up now. I have put it on. You should be able to get across to us. This one says, Anambra billionaire should help Nigerians by coming to build refinery. Why is giving them straight bullets? What's their... did you elect them? This one says, come to Braka at Abakara, okay, at Ikeja. Most of the companies have left under APC, many under few months of Tinubu. Now, Guinness company planning to leave Nigeria. The hardship is now too much. Cup of dairy is now 800 naira. Gas 1,200 per liter. I think you mean per kg. How much is our salary? The person asks. Those doctors in last said Tinubu is not prepared. They just want to bear the name president. Okay. And finally, one more message here on WhatsApp. This one says, Lucky Lola from Magboro says, why would a right-thinking woman... okay. This message obviously is not for me, is it? No, it's not for me. Someone says he's rich, he will marry me. Okay. Well done. 6 minutes on the clock. Let's go. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. That's Miriam.
Yes.
Am I speaking to Miriam?
Yes, go ahead. Your time is going.
Yeah, the lady from Shaba. You know what? We all are complaining. The top of the churches in this Nigeria, they have the money to come together in one accord to set up a refinery, no matter how small or large it is. If Dangote single-handedly can do that, the churches in Nigeria that have billions, so some report, if it's true, that one of the the bigger church in Nigeria, that is 15 years ago, had 30 billion in the bank outside Nigeria. And he built estate in that in one of the African country, estate. And then they have the jet. They bought a jet aeroplane. They not one, not two, not three. That means they have more than sufficient money from the masses they are reaching to.
Okay.
So more riches is made for development.
Okay.
But they are not ready to use the money to develop.
Okay.
The people they are making money through tithes and offering and other.
All right. I need to let you go because I was really waiting for you to get to the point. But anyway, Michael is calling us. Hello, Michael. Good afternoon.
Yes, Marianne, this is Michael.
Hi, Michael.
2 topics I want to take.
Go ahead.
Budget. I have a BSc in economics and MBA in business admin. So yes,
you're such a show off.
So
what? Go ahead, please. I'm kidding.
Okay, so the budget, there is nothing wrong with the budget. Budget says, okay, this is how much I want to earn next year, and this is how much I want to. So it's not a problem. But you create the enabling environment. Private sector alone can make it possible. I'll give you 2 examples. Marianne, there are only about 10% of the houses in Lagos that are used to collateralize lending. That is, are used to borrow. Imagine if you make it easy for people to register their title and use it to borrow money from institutions. Overnight, you would have generated enough transactions for you to power that budget. So these are creative ways to make it happen, not just depending on oil. Look at what the former governor of Cross River State wanted to do. That is Donald Duke. In tourism, we would have been very close to what Kenya is earning in tourism by now if that Napa was allowed to succeed. So that's that on that. The young man that is complaining about Akpabio, we know his story. It is politics. I'm not removing the fact that it could be possible that Akpabio is behind his ordeal, but that's politics.
Okay.
So if you want to cry for the benefit of those that voted you, not because you were denied being there. What did you do when you were there? Thank you, Marianne.
All right, thank you much, Michael, for speaking with us. I think I have just 1 or maybe 2 more minutes before we go for break, the last break that we have on this segment. Now, on Community U Report, I'm going to have some community members in the studio who are going to come in and talk about waste management in their area and, how they try to reach government to deal with, the waste management company in their area. So, yes, Community U Report is going to be an interesting one. I think Joy is calling us from Iba. Hello, Joy.
Hello, Joy. This is Joy. Marianne, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine.
Got 60 seconds. Go ahead.
My story is on this Red Cross issue. Like Mr. Amba used to say, he would say, shame. It's a very great shame for Red Cross to be helping our country. Are we moving forward or are we moving back? That is to show you, to show everybody, to show the whole world that the country has finished. No food.
The country has not finished, though. Me and you are here now. What are you saying?
No. There is hungry. People are hungry. Miriam, I'm telling you, nothing is moving. The poor are suffering. It's the rich that are enjoying. The rich will continue to be rich. We are the poor will continue to suffer. It's not good. Let them do something.
Okay.
And the Tinubu will just keep quiet. To be president, Tinubu will just keep quiet. He doesn't want to say anything. It's unfair. He's the president. He's the father of the nation. Let him come out and say something.
All right, Joy, thank you very much for calling. I've got just 60 more seconds before we go on a break, and I just want to use that time to read a few messages before we wrap things up here. When we come back from the break, it will be time for Community U Report. Somebody says, good afternoon, Mary, and see until we apply Lee Kuan Yew's strategy in Singapore here in Nigeria. Honestly, we're going nowhere. Some of our billionaires in Nigeria are not worth that money. These guys are the ones weaponizing the dollar against citizens, and until we bring these guys down, nothing changes. Samuel from Ikeja, and someone here is saying well done. Thank you very much for the well done. Someone here is calling me my new name, Mary Ann Amaka Okon. No, that's Amaka. They have to christen me well with like a bag of money before I will take it. We got to go on a break, Lagos. When we come back on the other side of the clock, Community U Report, and we'll be talking to some people, some community members here on the show to talk about waste management in their area and how they've been dragging government on this particular issue. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Well, if you are somebody who is an argumentator in this city of Lagos, then you probably have been keeping your ear out.